I'm in Jerome, Arizona with Dave.
Howdy.
He's drinking coffee. I'm eating some ice cream. And I saw his amazing little single cab Tacoma parked on the street, so I had to get him to show me what he's got here.
All right. Wow.
Oh, this is not the original white paint color, he tells me.
It's slightly off. I don't actually know the paint code, to be honest. I have it written down somewhere in my notes app.
Did you add the Tacoma colors there, the Toyota colors?
The person that built it did, Dan. I'm forgetting his last name. So, but to be honest, I think that is the best part of the whole truck, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, with the red cap, it's so aesthetic,
adds,
man. It's amazing.
It just adds like a little bit of flair to it.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the back currently. Almost done with the trip. Just have like storage, stove. I have a cooler here that I run. And then
do y'all somehow sleep on top of that? Two people?
We do actually. So
nice.
It's a twin bed setup. We end up taking the cooler out and usually this stuff, and then we pack that in the cab. And then there's a good bit of room actually to lay down. And then here's the other panels that will kind of slide over this little thing.
Gotcha. So you just set up the bed real quick and then you're good to go.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice.
I built the channel kind of around the cooler itself. I ended up going with a cooler instead of a fridge versus a cooler, just so I don't have to deal with ice. So extra water over here, which eventually I got to kind of do like a pump system, because it's kind of a pain in the ass, like pulling this out,
yeah.
Especially when it's full.
Right.
I have a Jackery 1000 here that's plugged into a solar panel, which I added to my trip last year.
Oh, cool.
It's a little flex panel. Gets the job done. If it's running just the cooler so far, I haven't had to recharge the battery at all. And then I can also run like my laptop and stuff like that, like if I'm working from home there.
I found that's the biggest benefit of a power station is because laptops take a lot more power than you'd think to charge, even just once.
They do absolutely. And then also if you're running like I have a work phone that I'm usually running like the hotspot on or whatever on occasion, depending on like where you're at. There's just extra storage up here for like I don't know, like oil and miscellaneous shit.
Oh yeah, you got a little
little thing there.
Yeah, that's cool.
I wish it wasn't so messy.
Yeah, no worries. There's 2 people sleeping out of this thing right now, so this thing's packed down. Tiny little truck for 2. Did you add an insert on the tailgate here?
Nothing yet. No, just this.
That's stock?
That's stock.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's stock, yeah. So I have this for additional storage. Just like random stickers, tools, just like miscellaneous stuff, tools. I normally have my drill in there, which I decided not to do.
You build this box yourself? It's really nice.
Yeah.
It looks pretty solid, man.
Just had leftover time. My dad was a contractor, so just had a bunch of like leftover boards and stuff that I found.
Wow, I love the table there. That's really.
I like it. It doesn't. I'll be honest. I don't really use it too much though. It looks cool, but you know, unless there's like a little insert here that I could potentially use.
Well, you know what it's for? It's for working in the backcountry. It's your standing desk. Right?
Yeah, no, that's fair. I had one of those in LA too, and I didn't even use it. So, other storage, just like miscellaneous stuff there. I saw like people have like the actual slides for it. I find I generally didn't need it, like so far. Obviously, it's like a little heavy getting in and out. Cooler. Just pulls out if you need to, go into it. So,
yeah.
Leftover Chipotle.
And that's powered by your Jackery?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
So it's nice not having to like faff around with ice. Under there I have like spare jack, my cat, and yoga mat. So
yeah.
little miscellaneous storage there. It goes under.
What's up here on the ceiling?
I actually don't know what those are. They like pop down. I'm sure somebody could tell me. I tried Googling it. I have no idea what the hell they are.
Huh.
So,
if anybody knows, what are these?
What are those?
They are my Crocs.
What are these little things? It looks like handles or something.
Yeah, like the handles pop down, but I don't know
What would they
actually
use
do. I don't know.
Huh.
So,
All right. And then the handy dandy bear spray. Gotta have that.
Yeah. It's generally don't use it, but you know, it's a good thing. Got a little bit of a dustpan brush.
Oh, those
there.
are essential, man. I have one of those too.
Yeah, because it's mainly just for this little area here that gets like a lot of grime and grit and stuff.
Yeah, the gaps in the tailgate get add a lot of dust.
You can just see just going through the bottom of the canyon, back roads of the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
Little spare gas thing. I have bigger stuff. Depending if like we go to Death Valley. Have you been to Death Valley at all?
No, I've been to Joshua Tree, but not Death Valley.
Okay. Death Valley is very, very cool. You're gonna need a spare gas can, but you should go to Saline Warm Springs. Obviously don't go now because it'll be hotter than hell, like legitimately.
The surface of the sun.
Yeah. But you would probably really like Saline Warm Springs. You can get out there. It's kind of like a Burning Man-esque like little tippy thing, but it's like 50, 60 miles, I think, from like anything else. So,
wow.
There used to be, it's currently closed, but you used to be able to go over Steel Pass, which I've gone over that before it closed due to like 100-year floods or some shit that happened a couple of years ago in Death Valley. But you used to be able to go from there over to like Eureka Dunes, which are the highest sand dunes in California. But you should check that out.
There's also the Kelso sand dunes out there, I've heard.
Yeah. There's the other one that's on like the main tract, and then the Eureka ones are kind of like out, kind of far a little bit. Still worth checking out too.
Okay.
Because you can camp there too, and it's like pretty dispersed. So.
Yeah, neat.
They're massive. So.
Do you want to tell me a little bit about your wheels, tires, bumpers, suspension?
I don't actually know the name of them, to be honest.
That's okay.
So.
This bumper, man, is really tucked up there. That is wild.
It's got really good clearance. So if I go down anything kind of technical, wouldn't say I do any like major crawling, obviously, because I don't have rock sliders on. So if I had sliders, maybe I would do a little bit more. I think they're JCS or something like that. I don't know.
Do you know what's your lift?
It's only a 3-inch, I think.
3-inch lift, yeah.
It's a 3-inch lift. It's got Dakar springs on the back. I know that. I think it's got Bilstein shocks. Yeah, I just got my full-size spare last year before I went on my trip because I didn't want to be stranded with my little bullshit spare they give you in the back.
Oh yeah, slap it under the bed, you're good.
Yeah.
How do you like the single cab? Do you find that sometimes you want a little bit more space, or?
I want more space overall, but I mean it gets the job done, you know. This lock's a little finicky.
Oh yeah, there's your crack. I see it.
They're glass. I don't know how expensive it's gonna be to replace them, but they are glass. That was on this trip. I didn't hear it, but yeah, so they're just wired in. So fuel filter is up there. Haven't changed it yet. I probably should, just all the places I've gone. Replaced battery, obviously. Oil's good. It's mechanical fan. I have a spare. I got a spare thing there. Probably should change the air filter at some point. A snorkel would probably look cool, but I haven't done any like major water crossings that I like need it. So
yeah, and also, are you on dusty roads a lot in California?
you can be, which that's the other advantage. That's the other advantage of them, actually.
Yeah.
It's like snorkels apparently for the dusty roads.
Well, on the second gen, the air intake is underneath the passenger wheel.
Yeah. It's
stupid.
Under there, which is stupid. Well, it's terrible for water crossings. But I guess that would be worse for dust. Obviously, the front grill's modified to fit the winch a little bit. I used it to pull out a Mercedes. So I forget what the hot spring was up in Mammoth. It's like Wild Willies or Wild Bills or some shit like that. I'm sure somebody, it's one of the more popular ones out there. There is an S550 Mercedes that beached itself on top of one of like the speed bumps there in the road getting back. And so no one could exit or get into the actual thing. and I actually pulled it off with this. And we had a bunch of people too that got behind the S550 and like lifted the rear end up to actually get it off. I don't think we actually got a video of that, but
manpower, baby.
yeah, kind of fun, kind of slightly annoying though, because like I told people specifically like do not be in like a certain area, obviously, if I'm using the winch, obviously, because if it breaks, like you have a cable, it's going to come whipping and like can physically cut you in half, and people are still people, unfortunately. So there's like one of the dudes like standing like right where he shouldn't be, and I'm just like but yeah, that's actually why I leave the cable all messed up and not nice, so people know I use my winch.
Yeah, dude. Experience.
Tools and shit back here. Tools, recovery gear.
Wow, so you can fit a little bit of stuff
Blow
back
up duck. Yeah.
All right.
No, a good bit, you know. I'd say more than the average. I got like maps and jump pack, you know, all the essential shit that you may need.
Yeah,
kind
sure.
of like to not get stranded in the middle of nowhere. This is just a tablecloth. My mom shaped into a seat cover right before my trip, and it actually kind of fits with the retro 80s, 90s kind of setup.
How do you like the 5-speed and the manual windows?
I like it. I always grew up with manual windows. Like my dad, all his trucks had manual windows, so I kind of grew up with that. 5-speed is fine, except on hills. Hills are absolutely terrible. Also, too, I gotta figure out. I either have to add disc brakes to the backs. Currently, they're drum. If I park on a hill too steep, my parking brake won't actually hold the weight of the rig. So I ran into that where I was parking on it was a really steep hill in Oakland. I was staying outside my buddy's house, or just parking it, and like I pulled the e-brake or whatever, and like my truck was like slowly sliding, and luckily it was his car in front of me, because I'm like, I can't like dump the clutch in reverse here. So I like called him like, hey, can you move your car really quick so I don't like crash into it?
Yeah, I'm sure he loved getting that call.
Yeah.
That's a sick Yoda, dude.
Thank you.
I like it.
Yeah.
Little shorty.
Yeah, gets the job
Things
done.
run forever, man. You can piss on them when they run out of oil. So.
Oh yeah. It's gonna cross 200,000 probably today.
Just now?
Yeah, just now.
Dude. Oh yeah, nice.
Thank you.
How do you like I saw you had a rear view camera mirror, right? Is that running all the time for you?
Yeah. So obviously that was like my one requirement from going from like an old vehicle or a new vehicle to an old vehicle. So I had a 2016 Mustang before this. I had a GT. Just having a backup camera, dude, especially if you live in the city at all, for like parallel parking is like essential. So.
But do you run it all the time when you're driving?
Yeah. So
that these windows are all covered up, right?
These are always blacked out, and so it's nice because like when I go places, I don't have to like add them every time I get out. So it's kind of nice. Got little truck nuts here, you know.
I didn't even notice. Oh yeah.
So it's a very small detail.
Oh, that's fantastic.
For a very small truck. So.
Dude, thanks for showing me, man. That was really fun.
Yeah.
I think it's a very unique little shorty, like that guy said.
Yeah.
Just don't piss in your gas tank. I don't know if I would follow that advice. What happened here? Did you bump into a tree?
No, that's how I got the cab actually. So I had to reattach the railings on the inside too, because I got this out of like someone's yard. Because this cap is slightly different than the cab and a halves. This angle here is slightly different, and so if I put a cab and a half cap on it, you'd have like a really weird gap in there. And so I just happenstance was like kind of searching my local area for it, and like this is the only one I found, and so it had a crack here. I fiberglassed that obviously, and I was gonna like sticker bomb it or some shit. I never did. So.
Yeah. Well, maybe you can pick up some stickers here in Jerome.
I got plenty of stickers somewhere. I got plenty of them. I just haven't like found one that I'm like slap that on, you know. Yeah, so it's got mud tires on. They're pretty good. They're not good in snow, obviously. When we were up in Death Valley in February, we were trying to reach the warm springs, and we we did some ice skating on these. Wouldn't recommend it. Ended up turning around because I was like, I don't want to get stuck up here. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Got a light bar that, you know, when I'm going around some other random yards or like back roads, I'll take that out, and usually out west here. Like
Yeah.
California, I always leave it covered because I don't want to get pulled over. But out west, I usually don't cover it. So
Why do you have to cover it?
it's the law. It's
Oh,
some
I didn't know
bullshit.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm from Tennessee. We have less laws.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like everywhere else, it's generally fine. It's kind of like the cops just have to. I don't know. They have nothing better to do. With the
Do you
time.
have this wired up?
Yeah. Actually, I haven't checked. I think only two lights actually work in
Yeah.
it, like of the three, and I just never replaced it.
I feel like every topper has just the worst little brake light, and it barely works. And
It does.
You know?
It barely works. My heat shield. So in the Grand Canyon, I bought my. It's originally from Jersey, so it's got Jersey rust, unfortunately.
Oh yeah.
Or the
On the
Northeast.
frame, yeah.
Yeah, which isn't great. So I'm gonna have to end up repairing part of the frame on it eventually, because I was crawling around there and I was like, that's not good.
Yeah.
But my heat shield actually came loose, so I actually have that chicken wired right now up because it was hitting the header. It's like,
Oh wow.
so.
What kind of miles per gallon do you get? Do you track that?
About, so on the highway, if I'm just like cruising all day, probably about 18-ish, probably 16 to 18 on highway if you're just kind of going, which is kind of terrible because it's the 2.7. So it's the little 4-cylinder thing that's like no power at all. It has like just enough, but like
You almost have more power in your legs running those 200-mile ultra marathon races, you psycho.
not 200, only 125, but
Only 125 down through the Grand Canyon.
yeah, but I mean, besides the power thing, which you could add a supercharger, but I'm like, it's an old engine. Like it's, you know, I don't know if it's quite necessary.
It's gonna get you down the trails.
Yeah, it'll get you everywhere you need to get it, like everywhere you need to go. So.
Did you add a lock here?
Yeah, I did, and then my friend accidentally like ripped it off, so now there's a gap. So it's more just like a show lock. So it does lock, obviously, so like no one can just come along and like easily steal my bumper without like ripping that off. And this is also, I think, as Dan added this. This is the new letters. So
Yeah, I noticed that. That's cool.
So,
That's really unique. I haven't seen the new Tacoma letters on a first gen.
yeah, excellent dude, man. I can't say like enough good things. So
You have to send this video.
I will. I definitely will. I know he kind of keeps tabs on it every once in a while, like because he follows me on Instagram. But even then, I only post like a third of the stuff I actually do. Kind of like you. Like I probably have 4 or 5 years now of like just adventures and stuff that I haven't posted. My friends are like, "Oh, like wait, you were there?" And I'm
Yeah.
like, or I'll post it like a month after or something like that, and someone's like, "I'm in the Grand Canyon too right now," and I'm like, "Sorry, I was there last month. I just post stuff late."
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Dude, sweet truck.
So, yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Cool.
It's a little hodgepodge together, but gets the job done. So,
Thanks for checking out this badass little first gen Tacoma. Subscribe to Logan Let's Go.
subscribe.